We wanted to watch the Diddy, and now we know that 50 used to crack Diddy's baby moms, Misa, allegedly. We got to now watch back, like what was happening around that time.
Or Die Tryin', which went on to become one of the most commercially successful hip-hop albums of all time, selling over 800,000 units in its first week.
So he fucked Diddy's baby mom supposedly back in, if it was 18 years ago, 2003, 2002?
Debuting at #1 and going down as a modern-day classic rap album at the time. And 50 went on to become a legendary figure in the rap game. Within just a couple of short years, 50 had risen to the top of the rap game, arguably quicker than Diddy did. And while Diddy was chasing mogul status, and at the time 50 was still focused on being an artist, ultimately it would be hard to imagine two such enormous characters and personalities coexisting in the cutthroat world of the NYC rap scene peacefully. Slowly but surely, behind the scenes, 50 and Diddy's animosity would be growing, and while at times they would be
50 was fucking his baby moms. Ooh.
Friends, collaborators, or perhaps frenemies, what would ultimately unfold would see them eventually becoming bitter rivals, setting the stage for 50 to begin to contend with Diddy in the mogul rankings and patiently waiting over 2 decades to eventually claim Diddy's scalp. Over the next few years, Diddy and 50's beef went quiet, likely due to all the success on both sides. But behind the scenes, tension was brewing. By 2003, both men were megastars in the rap game in their own rights. One interesting moment occurred when the two crossed paths on the 28th of August 2003, as Diddy ended up presenting the award for Best Rap Video at the MTV VMAs award show, with the winner being none other than 50 Cent for In Da Club.
And the award for Best Rap Video goes to, come on, Playboy, 50 Cent.
And 50 Cent and Eminem would touch the stage, dapping up Diddy, seemingly on good vibes. However, that same year, something would happen that changed everything, because apparently one chance encounter between Diddy and 50 Cent had 50 feeling some type of way. Apparently in 2003, New York music executive Chris Lighty, who was close to both 50 and Diddy, held a star-studded wedding, where Lighty tied the knot with his wife Veronica. Both 50 and Diddy were in attendance, and 15 years later, strange offer on his 2020 Drink Champs interview, when it was revealed that 50 and Diddy had been placed together on the same table at the wedding, and it was incredibly awkward.
He's like, I had 50, I think it's Steve Stout and Puff at the same table. Yep. He said it was the most awkward shit ever, and that you was instigating some shit.
And it was at this point that Diddy made the strange comment, offering to take 50 Cent shopping and pay for everything.
Then Puff was like, yeah, like first he was amping him to get Stout, then he was like, so when we gonna get the chance to, to kick it, like we could just hang out. We gotta kick it.
This is
Puff.
Okay.
He telling me we gotta kick it. And he was like, yo, why don't we like go shopping or some shit? I mean, like, I pay for it. And I was like, what the fuck this just said? I got the fuck away from him because I was like, this nigga, like, the fuck. Wait, this just tell me he take me shopping.
Clearly this comment had gotten under 50's skin. It's unclear if this was a misinterpreted attempt at Diddy being friendly to 50, or a sign of disrespect trying to mock his fashion sense, or perhaps, even worse, a deeply disturbing attempt at mind games to put 50 Cent in a subordinate position.
Let me get out. No, dude, you take me. That's what a guy says to a girl. Don't make like it's just me, man. What if you do some like a little fluffy stuff
now
going
you guys
on?
Regardless of the intent, 50 was troubled by the way that Diddy was behaving at the wedding, and from 2003 onward, he would continue making subtle jabs at Diddy and his music, such as the slick line on the November 4th, 2003 G-Unit track, Poppin' Them Thangs, where 50 joked about the time Diddy assaulted label executive Steve Stout. Luckily, the charges were dropped and the two were back friends. They'd seemingly spent time on good terms, for example being pictured together at showbiz events in 2004. But this would all change in 2006, when 50 Cent was gearing up to release his mixtape, G-Unit Radio 22, Hip Hop Is Dead. As before the release of this tape, 50 had been attempting to sign former Bad Boy Records star Mase to his G-Unit collective and label. They became close, with Mase even appearing in the music video to 50's hit song Window Shopper, which dropped in November 2005, perhaps sending a sign to the world that he'd been window shopping for a new record deal. Funnily enough, there's a much deeper meaning to this, as it later emerged that 50 was offended and creeped out when Diddy offered to take him shopping, and in the music video, 50 had seemingly done the exact same thing, taking Mase out for a shopping spree. Interestingly, if you look deeply at 50's lyrics in the song, there's clearly numerous jabs at Diddy that wouldn't even make sense until over 20 years later. In the hook, 50 aims open-ended bars at an unnamed hater, saying that they're mad at him and he knows why, and claiming that somebody is mad when they see him drive by, calling out an unnamed op for screw-facing him but not having the heart to diss him, seemingly hinting at Diddy potentially failing to re-sign Mase, rapping, "Why you mad at 50 when you effed up your own rear?" and using a double entendre to say something is about to get stolen, a possible reference to Mase being poached by 50 Cent's label. But even deeper, the song has bars which I personally think hint towards some of the sexual depravity Diddy was exposed for 20 years later, such as 50 opening the track saying the top feels so much better than the bottom. 50 also made reference to freak-offs, which would later be mentioned in a big indictment against Diddy, and a remix of the song featuring Mase would later release as part of 50's mixtape G-Unit Radio Part 16, as well as his Bulletproof video game soundtrack. Cameron would later question Mase on what on earth he was doing out shopping with 50 in the music video in a hilarious 2023 podcast.
In 50 Cent's video, window shopping, what was your role exactly in that?
What was my role?
Took you shopping. They said he scooped you and took you shopping in the video. That's what they told me. I didn't see the video in I don't know. I just was like,
I'm gonna let you in.
This video caused issue between 50 and Diddy, as Mase was always a bad boy artist and was almost seen as Diddy's right-hand man. But ultimately, Mase was disgruntled with his deal and had made it public, with one article quoting him as saying even Diddy knew he wanted to leave the label. In fact, this MTV article seemed to portray the signing as a done deal, sporting a headline claiming that even Diddy was in favor of the deal, with quotes from Mase suggesting that he had pretty much decided that joining G-Unit was a done deal. Interestingly, the article suggested that Diddy and Mase had already discussed their contract buyout, and that Diddy had told the news with a grin that he's certain that 50 Cent has the money to buy Mase out of his deal. However, things weren't as sorted as they seemed, with 50 claiming in a 2014 Funk Flex interview on Hot 97 that Diddy did some sucker stuff over this deal.
Nah, ever since Mase, you've always had a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, he did some sucker.
You always had a bad taste in your mouth.
He was a sucker on the Mase project because he know what he did.
50 would recount a run-in at the Nobu restaurant with Diddy, claiming that Diddy told him it was all good and he was just waiting for 50 to take care of the finances to release Mase from his deal.
But then we was in Nobu, me, him, and Jimmy sitting there, right? He was at the table having dinner with some other people and came over. Yo, Playboy, yo, I thought, you know how we going to Tiffany Co. right now. We pick up something, they ain't gonna say nothing. They gonna send us an invoice later. They gonna let us walk out. That's what I thought you was doing with Mase. I thought you was taking him on tour. When you come back, you gonna take care of me. I said, oh, it ain't nothing. So I just waiting for you to take care of me.
Interestingly, he also said that Diddy muddied the waters between 50 Cent and Jimmy Iovine, who 50 was in Nobu to have a meeting with about negotiating the deal for G-Unit artist The Game's next album, with Diddy apparently making a too good to be true offer for Mase, saying that he would give him the money to sign him and complete the album, and that 50 and Jimmy could keep the profits once Diddy had recouped from Mase's deal. Not only a too good to be true offer, but it also put 50 in a tough spot with Jimmy, who was there to work out the G-Unit deal on The Game's next album.
When Jimmy gets all antsy, because right now he don't know we having a meeting to talk about him actually going, it's time to sell the Game album again, so he's trying to figure out how to have this conversation with me. I've never heard a person say this to me ever again in my career. He says, okay, look, you guys, make the deal. Like, look, I'll give up my profit.
But you felt good about that.
Yeah, make the project, and after we recoup the money that we spent, take the profits. Man, Mase might not even get a chance to write all of the record. I'm trying to write the record for him. Super good deal. Never ever again.
And you kind of feel Diddy made the deal hard.
Yeah, like after he just said something that I'm never going to hear from my career ever again.
In this interview, 50 would then reveal that later, Diddy eventually told him that he was really expecting a whopping $2 million to release Mase from his contract, with 50 famously saying that Mase wasn't worth $2 million with $2 million in his pocket and that he'd have paid $1 million max.
Was there a number talked about?
Yeah, I was like, what you looking for that?
What you want?
He said $2 million. I'm like, Mase ain't worth $2 million with $2 million in his pocket. You crazy? It was $1 million over what that was supposed to. He could have got $1 million.
50 even said he felt like Diddy was trying to take advantage of him because he knew he was new to the game and that he had $2 million after the success of Get Rich or Die Trying.
He was trying to do that. You knew, like, let me get that. The $2 million.
You knew and you got it. Give it to me.
Yeah, give it to me. I'm like, man, you gotta be crazy, man.
This $2 million offer was far beyond what Mase was worth and pretty much a go F yourself offer. Diddy was pretending to be serious about letting 50 sign Mase, basically to waste his time and money. As Mase explained later, Diddy essentially blocked the deal from going through.
G-Unit was somewhat a deal that you guys tried to make happen. What went wrong with that deal?
You want the honest answer?
That's
what we're on here for.
Yeah.
You know why it didn't go through. Diddy didn't let it go through. That's the reason it didn't go through. He wanted 50 to give him all of the money he thought I owed him. And I thought he owed me money, so that was always the underlying battle, the invisible battle. So then when I said I wanted to go with G-Unit, he was trying to get all of the money back from 50 Cent. 50 Cent is a street guy. He's not going to pay that. So then you run into issues. So when Puff, he just kept saying he wanted $2 million, then he wanted $3 million, and he was just trying to make it where we wouldn't have a budget if you give him all the money. You know how Puff is. You're gonna cut your arm off to get free.
Okay.
So if you get free, you're gonna have an invisible leg or something.
This was a furious head-to-head and a deep situation when you think about it. 50 came up as a rapper and reached the top of the game before trying his hand at business and the executive positions. Meanwhile, Diddy had somehow managed to climb the greasy pole as an executive with handy deals made behind the scenes that propelled him to the top of the boardroom as a label executive, with Diddy using his industry clout and the help of actually talented writers like 50 to eventually make himself a famous rapper too. Now 50, a successful artist, was trying to poach one of the most famous artists who had helped Diddy make a name for himself. This would represent a serious challenge for dominance in the backrooms of the rap industry and set the stage for an intense beef that would unfold for years to come. 50 Cent would escalate the beef to new heights when he dropped his P. Diddy diss track, The Bomb, aka Hip Hop, ahead of that mixtape's release. Articles began to circulate at the end of August 2006 saying 50 Cent just dropped the bomb on Diddy.
Oh, so this was in 2006? Oh yeah, that would be around 18 years ago.
The song itself was a remix of Dead Prez's classic track Hip Hop with one of the most iconic beats in the history of rap. On the track, 50 rapped that Diddy knew who killed Biggie and that he was scared of the boys who did it from the West Side. The song had a boastful hook where he claimed that him and his G-Unit crew run hip hop in its entirety, not Diddy. 50 would also rant at Diddy on the outro with a long tirade that dissed Diddy into another dimension. He mocked Diddy's party, saying that he won't be getting invited to the white party in the Hamptons after this diss, but 50 doesn't want to come to the white parties anyway, and he doesn't want to hang out with Diddy's punk. He'd then move on to rant about Diddy blocking him signing Mase, saying that he doesn't even want Mase anymore, going on to say that Diddy and Mase wasted his time on purpose and that Diddy should reimburse him $50,000 in travel fees for flying around the world trying to help Mase. He'd even claimed that somebody told him something about Diddy that he could easily expose. Now this...
Wait, did 50 know this all along?
Trying to help Mase. He'd even claimed that some...
But I don't know why you doing what you trying to do. Why you want to make me tell everybody what Misa told me. Did Misa tell Diddy about the free? Wait, hold on, my brain is like, it's overload. Did Diddy's baby mom tell 50 about the freak offs 20 years ago? What?
Saying that he doesn't even want Mase anymore, going on to say that Diddy and Mase wasted his time on purpose and that Diddy should reimburse him $50,000 in travel fees for flying around the world trying to help Mase. He'd even claimed that somebody told him something about Diddy that he could easily expose. Now, this song caused a huge splash when it was released, but funnily enough, in recent months, since the FBI's raids on Diddy's properties, it's actually had a resurgence, with YouTube commenters joking that the feds must have been spinning this song during the raid. It seemed that following this, rather than outright beef, 50 Cent opted to kill his enemies with success, and going into 2007 in August, when the Forbes Hip Hop Cash Kings list was announced, 50 Cent had actually overtaken Diddy, ranking number 2 behind Jay-Z, with Diddy in 3rd place as the top 3 earning rappers. However, it may well have been the case that 50 was actually the number 1 spot secretly, as the deal for Coca-Cola to buy vitamin water, which 50 Cent invested in early, was only announced a little more than a week before this list went public. And since 50 was set to make a rumored 9-figure sum from the deal, he may well have been number 1 by a landslide, but the numbers weren't actually known yet. Now go check my vintage video on that topic if you want to know the whole story. But clearly, there was a lot of competition between the top earners in hip-hop, and interestingly, all of them were New Yorkers. Funnily enough, despite their bitter rivalries, less than a week later, all 3 of these rich rappers would end up having a dramatic run-in with each other. On August 22nd, 2007, T.I. and Ciara's Screamfest tour would go to Madison Square Garden in New York, and at the show, there would be a surprise performance by T.I., Jay-Z, Kanye West, 50 Cent, and Diddy. This was a wild moment and included some strange things, because when Jay-Z realized 50 Cent had walked onto the stage, it seemed like a frosty introduction, and there was a little tension between them.
We got, hey.
You can get down. You can get down. It's all good.
This a real special moment, ain't it?
Come on, you can get something.
This a real special moment. Uncle Diddy in the house. 50 had to come back out and make my show hot. I so appreciate it. Hey, 50, I'm glad you up here, because you can share my enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Some have suggested that this was completely unplanned and that 50 Cent actually invaded the stage and strong-armed the others into letting him stay, asserting his dominance as the king of New York rap, with it being suggested that Jay's introduction showed him he was rattled and didn't have a choice but to let 50 stay on the stage.
We got, hey.
You can get down. You can get down. It's all good.
This a real special moment, ain't it?
Come on, you can get something.
This a real special moment.
During Kanye's performance of Can't Tell Me Nothing, Diddy and 50 would be seen running around the stage separately, and all five would stand side by side on the stage in a legendary moment that sent the fans wild. But quite a few weird things played out in the dynamics between these frenemies of rap royalty during this performance. 50 would begin hilariously counting a large wad of money on stage, and 50 and Diddy would then seem to walk towards each other for a moment before the camera cut back to T.I. At one point, Diddy seems to be creeping up behind 50 with 50's head on a swivel and watching out for Diddy approaching him, and perhaps for good reason, because this is where Diddy famously spanked Jay-Z's bottom in front of the whole crowd in a bizarre play of power. Now, I'll be honest, having watched this
Yo, Diddy got some mannerisms, bro.
closely, it seems that 50 continually keeps his distance from Diddy, with Diddy seemingly keeping eyes on 50 and often trying to get closer to him. At one point, 50 is actually distracted by the crowd and Diddy does a complete 360 turn and keeps eyes on 50's rear. But then, right at the end, Diddy actually runs in with his arm around Ye and throws his arm around 50 Cent, with 50 visibly pulling back from Diddy's embrace and quickly shaking him loose. Right at the end, the two would face off for a tense moment where to me, 50 looks like he's mean mugging Diddy slightly. It was an insane moment and wild timing, all happening just a week after all of these artists fought it out to decide who would be the hip-hop's top moneymaker in Forbes magazine. But perhaps this event, or the fact that they were all getting money, brought them together, as not long after that event, the remix to 50 Cent's smash hit I Get Money drops, which is called the Forbes $123 billion remix, featuring both P. Diddy and Jay-Z dropping verses on 50's hit song. Interestingly, at the time, Jay-Z claimed that 50 actually wanted to get him and Diddy on his remix, which showed the world there was no longer hate between them. The remix itself didn't feature any shade by 50 and was mainly just braggadocious bars. However, in Diddy's verse, he dropped many questionable lyrics that today would have anyone giving the side eye. Ironically, he started his verse ending the first three lines with the phrase, "Diddy did it," and the fourth by saying his lawyer is so good that Diddy got acquitted. For now, it seemed that Diddy and 50 had actually become friends, or at least neutral for the time being. However, in a 2008 MTV interview backstage, Diddy and 50 had a play.
Hey, don't ask me how I know this. I got a little update for y'all. Don't ask me how I know this. Yo, Pusha. This is what I've been told, Pusha. They said you got your info wrong. You know? You know where the sources come from. Don't even, you know? They say you got your info wrong. They say you must just be trying to sell an album. You're dissing Travis for no reason. They said, basically, whenever that song got played for you, Meltdown, Drake did not record on that song at that point. He couldn't have played it. And I'm getting told less than 24 hours before the song came out, the song was made. Don't ask me how. So they said this idea that Travis tucked the verse. You got some bad info, my boy. Bad info. Now, granted, I still think you could be mad because maybe you thought he was cool enough with you that he should take the verse off. But he ain't gonna take the verse off, right? But apparently, the info on here, Meltdown, Drake recorded that verse less than 24 hours before the song came out. That's what I'm hearing, all right? So I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. You know what I'm saying? So just somebody give the update to my man Pusha. We're not trying to say Travis ain't a disloyal snake or whatever you want to call him, but allegedly the verse in question, Meltdown, was recorded 24 hours before it dropped. That's what I've been, told. Yeah, that's what I've been told. Okay? Now take that with a grain of salt. I don't care. Anyway, let's get back to this.
They wouldn't believe it, but I can't unsee it. Lucky I ain't TMZ it. So be it. So be.
Oh, my bad. Let's get back to this Kanye shit is not Kanye. I mean this 50 Diddy shit is too good. Pause.
fight after 50 crashed a Diddy interview to promote his new reality show.
Broaden everybody's horizons. Yeah, definitely. I was looking for you. I tell you, get your hand out my pocket, man. Get your hand out my pocket. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing on the channel. Get your hand out my pocket, man. Look at me when I'm talking to you. I see, yo. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, man. I see what you're doing. Nah, look at me, man. I see what you're doing, man. Yeah, you gonna make me. Okay, I'm telling you right now. When I want to work for Diddy, I'm gonna physically put my hands on somebody for the ratings because he's not gonna outdo me. I'm gonna physically. I'm gonna go to Central Book. Yeah. I'm used to it. I know what it is. But get your hand on my pocket. Get off my channel, boy. I love this show, though.
You got the brand new show. Have you seen it?
I love this show.
Donald Trump's seen it as well.
Yeah. Donald Trump saying my show is a knockoff of The Apprentice. I said, what's the matter with Donald?
Hey, yo, I mean,
he got a little age on him. You can see
to me, be honest, it felt a little. I want to work for Diddy inspired to me, though.
Yeah, but you know what? This is what I got to do with, right? And these are my friends. But the guys that really don't like me, that's who you need to talk to. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
I love this show, though, for real. I think it's important, like, when you see your friend getting into a new era and a new game, it's important if they do the right thing and they do it the right way. My man did his show the right way. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I love this show.
It seemed that while friendly, the two were still on thin ice, and soon the tension would be rising. Diddy and 50 appeared together again when 50 Cent became embroiled in a deep beef with Rick Ross. Now go check my vintage video on that if you don't know the story, but during the beef, 50 made several incredibly disrespectful vlogs and videos trolling Rick Ross, including one where he invited Rick Ross's son and his mother to Floyd Mayweather's mansion in Las Vegas, with an arguably uncomfortable looking Diddy appearing in the background for parts of the video. At one point, Diddy and 50 seem to be having a friendly conversation, and they go on to eat candy and chat with Floyd and film director Gary Gray for a while. This was surprising, as it seemed that Rick Ross and Diddy actually had a good relationship, but it's entirely possible that Diddy's presence there was completely unplanned. In fact, in the coming months and years, it would emerge that clearly Diddy was much closer to Rick Ross than 50 Cent on a personal level, as Rick Ross would later appear on the 2010 remix to Diddy's Dirty Money Crew's track Angels. And a few months later, in April 2010, it would be announced that Diddy had become Rick Ross's official manager, with Rick Ross later claiming in an interview that their relationship is much deeper than just rap, and later announcing that they were recording a joint project together under the name Bugatti Boys, and releasing the track Another One. Unfortunately, as Rick Ross's beef with 50 Cent ended up getting extremely raw and personal, no doubt 50 begun seeing Diddy and Ricky in the same batch as certified ops. But in the years that followed, there was less personal back and forth between Diddy and 50. Perhaps 50 knew how terminal Diddy's decline would eventually be. He seemed to keep a safe distance from hip-hop supervillain, but eventually, just like the situation with Mase, the beef between Diddy and 50 would be reignited once again, with the war playing out this time in the business boardrooms rather than in disses in songs.
So in my theory, 50 knew about the free calls for 20 years. Because on The Bomb, that's the song he dropped in 2006, he's dissing Diddy and he said, don't let me tell the people what Misa told me. So this is almost saying, yo, I fucked your baby moms, number one. But number two, yo, she told me a secret about you. Wow.
While Diddy made his name in the record business, heading up Bad Boy Records with the booming success of the notorious B.I.G., and after Biggie's untimely and suspect death, eventually making a name for himself as a rapper, but Diddy's career as a moneymaker went far beyond just the rap music industry. He famously founded clothing brand Sean John, which generated hundreds of millions of dollars, and a company that he eventually sold pieces of for top dollar. But Diddy's next famous power play in the business world was becoming the spokesperson for Ciroc, an alcoholic beverage made of grapes, marketed as vodka, but not necessarily actually vodka. Something that Diddy seemed to suggest was an asset rather than a finesse, claiming that only peasants drink actual vodka made from potatoes.
Blue Dot Ciroc. It's made with grapes, not potatoes. It's the smoothest thing out there. It's better than that gray PP. Put that geese down, ho.
Yo, where my liquor at? Oh, I still got my liquor here. Holy. That's what I need to do. Drink up, chat.
Ciroc, boys. Would you rather drink potatoes or grapes? I'm a king. Kings drink grapes. Queens drink grapes. We don't drink potatoes, okay? Peasants drink potatoes, okay?
The grape-derived party drink eventually came in a variety of fruity flavors that matched Diddy's various personalities perfectly. Interestingly, the brand was launched back in 2003, and one of the first celebrities used to market the product was NFL player Earl Little. Know very little about him. It doesn't seem like he really got the brand popping. The brand Ciroc would truly catapult itself into the hip-hop world in 2007.
Is that Cassie? Oh, yeah. I don't know why every time I see Cassie now I'm like,
Jay-Z, and eventually Diddy, who began pushing the brand hard after signing an alleged $100 million deal with the brand. announcing the partnership in a glossy press conference where Diddy claimed that this partnership with Ciroc would revolutionize the spirits industry forever.
Ciroc Vodka is entering into a groundbreaking strategic alliance with Sean Combs. Sean Combs and Ciroc Vodka.
This is history because this is not an endorsement deal. This is not a co-branding deal. I'm going to be taking the lead on the marketing, the advertising, the brand building, where it's sold, how it's sold, and I'm very excited about building a luxury brand. My alliance with Diageo is something that will revolutionize the spirits industry forever.
And it certainly revolutionized Diddy's pockets forever, with it emerging that Diddy was in charge of all marketing for the Ciroc brand in a big money deal that would see Diddy sharing 50% of the profits. Over the following 6 years or so, Diddy would shamelessly plug this drink at every opportunity, in glossy TV ads depicting Diddy partying and high class with Ciroc as his drink of choice, to 3-minute commercial movies where Diddy would hold the Ciroc smooth off and refer to himself as Ciroc Obama. He would hold star-studded Ciroc parties attended by the biggest rappers of the era, and he would famously ring in the new year after year with his Ciroc the New Year campaign and yearly parties.
We are here live behind the scenes putting the party together. Y'all have heard about the world famous.
One thing I gotta say, and I hate to, I know some people might be triggered by this, but just, let's remove emotion for a second. For a nigga who was doing this much fucking, having 4-day, 5-day freak offs, this nigga was mad effective, bro. Like, he was highly efficient at getting work done and still doing all that fucking. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, there's a theory that there's this like idea that he doesn't sleep or whatever, but like, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. It feels like his day must have like 36 hours in it. It can't be 24. We've seen Diddy everywhere. We've seen him always be on his job. We've never seen him just look tired, worn out. Like, this dude is really effective, bro. Maybe them IV drips do work, huh? Chat, is them IV drips safe? I'm scared of needles, so I can't do it.
Famous party. Many have asked, but few are chosen. It is an exclusive event happening at the Combs estate tonight.
And soon, Ciroc would be an inescapable part of every single Diddy party, some of which were inescapable. But at the time, the Ciroc branding's association with the Diddy parties was brilliant. By 2013, Ciroc was making and spending so much money on their ads, they were looking like full-blown Hollywood movies with star-studded casts of A-list actors. This one ad alone included appearances from Matt Goss, Diddy, Frank Vincent, Jesse Williams, Chad Michael Murray, Michael K. Williams, Christopher Jones, and Aaron Paul. And in a 2013 interview, Diddy spoke on his business ambitions in a sit-down which declared his business empire worth a whopping $345 million, with Diddy claiming that he wanted to produce the music you hear, the clothes you wear, the alcohol you drink, with Martin Bashir seemingly spotting Diddy's insane megalomania all the way back then.
His bad boy business empire, with Diddy at the center, is now worth an estimated $345 million. He calls himself the Black James Bond, neither shaken nor stirred, but always selling.
Is there anything you would not promote? How about Diddy dog food?
No, I wouldn't do Diddy dog food. I was going to make the clothes that you would get dressed in, the fragrance you would put on, listen to the music that I produced.
Diddy baby oil would probably hit, right? Chat, would y'all cop the Diddy Glide? The Diddy version of Astroglide. It mixes and infuses baby oil and Astroglide into one. Imagine if Diddy made Astroglide mixed with baby oil, but it's edible. Ooh, edible baby oil infused with Astroglide, where, that's too good of an idea. That's too good of an idea. Diddy would have been making, he already made billions, but shit.
To buy the vodka that was in the club.
Some people might think that's a form of megalomania. That you would think that. A form of megalomania.
It could be. By 2014, Diddy had truly taken his Ciroc brand to the top of the game. But naturally, if one person is making a bag in business, it doesn't take long for new competitors to try and get into the market. And perhaps unsurprisingly,
edible lube and also body moisturizer, like what? That wouldn't sell? Edible lube that's also like baby oil. What? If he turned and it had a little bit of liquor in it, a Ciroc flavored baby oil mixed with Astroglide. You use it for anything. Shorty, like say you could lick her skin and get a little bit drunk. I guess that's called drugging, right? What the fuck? Never mind. I guess that's GHB, right? What the fuck? I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of some idea for Diddy back in the day.
Surprisingly, once again, Diddy's latest corporate op would be none other than 50 Cent himself. Now, in the years following the Rick Ross beef, while Diddy was building the Ciroc brand, the beef between Diddy and 50 got relatively quiet. That's not to say that there weren't the usual characteristic jabs from 50, with shots being sent Diddy's way here and there. The summer of 2010 would actually see 50 Cent going on a Diddy hate press run of sorts. He would do back-to-back interviews where he dropped maximum shade on Diddy. On June the 10th, 50 would be on a Boston radio show called Jam in 94.5, where he called in to say Diddy's music sucks and that he's a bloodsucker, as well as saying Diddy shouldn't say that Rick Ross reminds him of Biggie Smalls.
I was online, man, and I was reading you're not a big Puffy fan these days.
Well, you know what? His music sucks.
Don't be blunt, 50. Tell us what's on your mind.
No, it's bad. It's bad.
What is it you don't like about Puffy's music right now?
He's not an artist anyway, so
that's true.
It doesn't really matter. Like if you think about it, is he a rapper?
No.
Because he said he don't write rhymes, he writes checks.
That's right. So you're not buying Puffy's CD when it comes out at all, huh?
Nobody's buying it. He even said himself he don't expect it to sell. Like he's okay, just he's just using it as a promotional tool. Like, and standing next to these fools is his promotional tool too. Like, how does Rick Ross remind you of Biggie? Any Biggie fan objects to that.
Yeah.
He's close to him. So how can he say that? Like, he says that, what, because he's fat and his eyes are? That's what you think makes you remind you of Biggie? Like, it's almost like he's trying to recreate what he had. It's like he's seen now.
Yeah.
Now you get older, things start feeling crazy. You think he's recreating that moment. But tell the truth, man. You know Puffy just sucks, man. Look, he's the serpent. He's going to suck the blood out of him.
He's one hell of a businessman.
Yeah, but what he does is suck the blood out of the artist. What artist exists after the interaction with him?
A week later, in a diss towards 50, Diddy announced that he was renaming his supergroup to the Supreme Team, the same name as the gang who shot 50. Then, on June the 24th, 2010, during another interview, 50 spoke on Diddy and said despite having music out, he wouldn't class Diddy as an actual artist because he doesn't write any of his music, suggesting that he's more in the business of making music rather than actual art.
Huh? You know what's interesting? He's not an artist.
He has album.
Yeah, but he's not an artist. See, an artist would be someone who actually wrote something maybe on the record. Imagine if I just sat around and listened to people's CDs and said, I'm just going to say the first verse that I hear that sounds good. That would completely take away the pressure and I'd still be the artist.
Damn, so 50 was like one of the first people who was kind of exposing ghostwriting, but nobody cares with Diddy, right? Diddy had the ultimate way of shutting people up about ghostwriting. Don't worry if I write rhymes, I write fucking checks. That was so fly, we're like, fuck it. He's valid.
In front of you with a new song every 2 minutes because every artist that has a song that would like to make some money off it would send it. What I thought was a part of the culture and what made hip-hop culture exciting to me was each person's individual experience. How you learn to enjoy them as an individual and their portion of their life, the carving out that piece. When that's not there because they're just being executive, like you say, you don't write rhymes, you write checks. That's not hot. Like for hip hop, it's not.
Now, Diddy would actually clap back at 50 in a speech made at the BET Awards after party in
Take
June
another
2010,
shot,
where he told people to stop hating, saying that hate is for suckers, without actually naming 50 directly, but calling him a crab. Naturally, 50 would continue smack-talking Diddy in response to these jabs. In July 2010, 50 would question Diddy's intentions in the art of hip-hop again, after Diddy appeared on the song The Ghost of Christopher Wallace with Jay Electronica, another tribute to Diddy's fallen friend and artist Biggie Smalls, and it had 50 feeling some type of way. He would let the public know that he didn't appreciate Diddy for using Biggie's name for clout and money, tweeting, "Enough is enough. Biggie's name should have never become Diddy's black card. Let Diddy know to let B.I.G. rest in peace. When was the last time Diddy really was bigging up his brother, not bigging up his bank?" 50 would actually start a Twitter petition trying to ban Diddy from using Biggie's name going forward. And around the same time as this, in August or July, another interview would drop where 50 Cent hopped on the radio with DJ Who Kid on Shade 45. And here, 50 would be asked about the comments that Diddy made at the BET Awards after party, with 50 responding calling Puffy a bitch and suggesting that he simply wants attention from men.
Yo, chat, let me ask y'all a question. In a weird way, let's put this together. 50 comes in the game, hottest thing smoking, pause. He fucks Diddy's baby moms early, piped her out the gate. 50 Diddy feel away, but he don't got enough muscle and strength to go at 50 on a street level, and he ain't hot enough to really turn his TV off. Okay? Bet. 50's kind of with this bully energy. They're playfully, whatever. Remember, they got to coexist. All right, I'm about to sign Mase. No, you're not. Whatever. Diddy waits 15 years. 15 years, chat, or 20 years. I don't know how long. You fuck my baby moms, I fuck yours. He catches Daphne. Pipes her out viciously. You know what happened. Give her 10 bands a month, nut in her face, piss on her, shit on her, all type of shit. Violating 50. This is after she has 50's kid. Get back is a motherfucker, right? 50 says, oh, word? I'm going to start put some smoke signals out there. I'm not saying he did no offense shit, but you going to fuck around and land an indictment fucking with me. Diddy in jail. Well, I shouldn't laugh, but you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Oh, word? Oh, word? Enjoy jail, nigga. Enjoy jail. You could tell 50 having so much fun with that nigga enjoying jail. Remember when the rumors was coming out, yo, you know, what's the name? Might pardon him. Donald Trump might pardon him. Yo, what the hell did 50 do? 50 reminded, 50 Cent, Donald Trump, he reminded Donald Trump, this nigga, he been talking shit about you. Look, he posts all the bad things Diddy's ever said about Trump. That Trump don't pardon him. Chat, I gotta think 50 enjoying this nigga being in jail. Get back is a motherfucker, huh? Holy. Another video shows, I think he deleted all these. Oh, he's still up.
Like Trump need to be banished.
What?
White men like Trump.
He said, well, can't ask him for help then, buddy.
Need to be banished. White men like Trump need to be banished.
By the way, this type of Diddy, I think this was the era Diddy was doing the craziest freak offs. I don't know what year this is. This looks like somebody who's not living a healthy lifestyle. Like he look a little bloated from all the alcohol, whatever. You know, early on, Diddy used to look so smooth. Pause. Like, you know, like he didn't, or maybe it's just age. Maybe it's age that this looked like Diddy coming off of a freak off, right? Like early on in his career, he never looked drugged up, ever. And I'm guessing he probably been taking drugs for a long time. This is the first video. Here we go.
Gets elected, I really do believe in my heart there'll be a race war. That's why this message is not just to black people. You know what I'm saying? This message is to everybody. You know, this man is really trying to turn us against each other and put us in a situation. America messed up. If Trump gets elected, I really do.
Okay. All right. And then there's another video. All right. Anyway.
The party. Do you think that Diddy was coming at you though?
Really interesting because, you know, Puffy's like a to describe Puffy in one word is a see, you know how ugly always got like pretty friends?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
He built his group. He want to be the hot in the group. He want to make sure he getting all the attention.
Yep, they get the dudes hollering at them. Everything is that the pretty bitch with the ugly girls.
He want to make sure the niggas want to holler at him. If he'll tell you himself what happened in Miami, stay in Miami.
They would even for a moment bring up the fact that Diddy was forming a group called the Supreme Team, with 50 saying Puffy should know better.
He did change the name though. He did change. He changed the
to Dream Team,
Supreme Team.
Better than to do that shit.
So where did it go wrong though? Because I know y'all was cool. Like where did it turn wrong?
I don't know what made him name that group that. That's what made me
Supreme Team. Oh, okay, Supreme Team. And then it was like, yo, why you why?
50 would then go on to say that he spoke to Diddy on the phone after the Mase situation, saying that Diddy had a new girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, with 50 saying he'd been sent compromising pictures of her that had been submitted to his website, thisis50.com. Now, what he was sent were tapes that would allegedly later be described as one of Diddy's freak-off videos.
Then Puff, like he'd call, we should kick it on the telephone after the Mase. Matter of fact, they sent me the girl pictures, like pictures of this girl, like not the shit that y'all saw. Worse, way worse.
Wow. Are you kidding me up?
Like penetration pictures and
Nah, come on, man. Come on, Phil.
And when 50 says in the interview, not the stuff that you saw, It's way worse. He was referring to leaked topless pictures of Cassie that had circulated in mid-2009, with them eventually being taken down for a pretty interesting reason, with one Hollywood gossip blog explaining that the topless pictures of Cassie were taken down due to a claim from Bad Boy Records, on the basis that they had bought the photos and had exclusive rights over them. Interestingly, this 50 Cent interview was the following year, months after the rumors had circulated on Twitter that Cassie's even more compromising clips had been leaked, and the following year in 2011, Media Takeout would report that they had been contacted by somebody claiming to have an explicit tape that starred both Diddy and Cassie together, with an explicit photo of themselves together also getting shared online around this time. But anyway, 50 would go on explaining that after he was sent the alleged freak-off video through his website, he actually called Diddy to ask him if Cassie was really his girlfriend.
Say, yo, you with this girl? Like, you really, like, you like her like that? And he was like, yeah, that's my girl. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna send you something. You look at it, you call me back.
50 said that it was after this confirmation from Diddy that Cassie was indeed his real girlfriend that he sent Diddy the clips, but he was surprised when Diddy called him back and said thank you for the video.
I sent him the photos, the pictures and everything, and the nigga called back and was like, yo, thanks, man, yo, I really appreciate that.
Diddy would go on to quiz 50, asking him where did you get these from, with 50 reminding everybody that usually when he gets sent something, it's getting posted online.
I sent him the photos, the pictures and everything, and the nigga called back and was like, yo, thanks, man, yo, I really appreciate that. Yo, where you get this from? And I said, you know, like, because they know, like, if something crazy is going on, if they send it to me, I'll make sure it get out there. Like, as far as this 50.com is concerned.
Yeah, yep.
And then 50 would go on to drop a bombshell, explaining that because of the way Diddy reacted, he realized that these pictures and videos weren't being made because Cassie wanted them, but because actually Diddy wanted them. Even saying cryptically that Puffy likes to take advantage of all the suckers.
You know, I really kind of felt like those photographs were not happening because of Cassie. I felt like they was happening because of Puffy. A girl moved from a man, and she upgraded to be insecure. You know what I'm saying? They start feeling some kind of way, especially like whoever the guy was she was with in the photos versus where Puffy's at. Cause Puffy's, he ain't no slouch. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he's been able to take advantage of all the suckers.
This was a bombshell interview, but it didn't really pick up steam at the time. Interestingly, however, a month later in September 2010, 50 Cent would actually run into both Jay-Z and Diddy backstage, with 50 later telling MTV that he'd seemingly squashed his beef with Diddy, with the two having a conversation and coming to an understanding, with 50 saying, I had a conversation with Puffy the night before Jay, he gave me a whole new perspective on his actions. He's like, I understand the way you felt because of what I was
I know we keep jumping in and out
at the time, but I wasn't thinking what you was thinking I was. You done hit me 9 times, I'm just in the fetal position because I understand why you're attacking me. But if I can't touch bases with you to tell you what I'm thinking or why I did it, then you can't understand it. We created a little clarity out there. Interestingly, a week later, Diddy would be on the cover of Vibe magazine along with 50's arch nemesis Rick Ross. The article would discuss the feud, with 50 stating that Diddy was unfazed by 50 claiming to have the nudes of Cassie. But Diddy wouldn't answer any direct questions or give any quotes relating to 50 Cent. Seemingly, the bitter feud was frozen into a cold war at this point. 50 and Diddy would appear to leave each other alone for all of 2011 and the majority of 2012, with one of the only jabs being thrown by 50 in December of 2012 when he made a tweet about music manager James Cruz, an ominous post where he said that he asked Diddy what he did to James Cruz to make him act like one of his girlfriends, going on to say that Diddy said, what happens in Miami stays in Miami. And Tony Yayo from G-Unit would later say in a Vlad TV interview that 50 had actually told him that Diddy had hooked up with James Cruz.
Already said. Oh, he said, all right, 50 said James Cruz F Diddy. Oh. Like had sex with Diddy. Some crazy. Okay. But
nah, I think he's trolling. He trolling.
Come on, I didn't believe it was true. You know what I mean? Shout to Diddy, Cruz, and 50.
Now, this was seemingly a joke, but some took it serious, and it was yet another hint from 50 Cent that Diddy's extracurricular activities were slowly getting known by the world. But once again, things would quieten down between the two.
Yo, did 50 really blow up this whole Diddy shit? Let's take another shot, chat. Are we gonna make it a 7? I ain't gonna lie, we had 4. All right, half shots. Spam them scorpions. Let's take a shot real quick, chat. The Academy. I love y'all. I didn't even read no chats today, chat. I've been on one. I ain't gonna lie. Let's go. This is really interesting, given everything we know now.
Until 50 once again saw something sus from Diddy, with 50 on social media just being unable to hold his tongue. This time, tweeting a picture of Diddy and Rick Ross embracing, almost as if about to kiss, with the caption,
Yo, I know some of y'all think I'm a troll, and an antagonist, and an instigator. Chat, okay, give us 2K ratings. Me and 50. I'm not in 50's league. 50's like Hall of Fame 99. You know that one Michael Jordan on 2K that never lose? What ranking do you give 50 in terms of being a troll and an instigator versus me? What do you give him as a ranking? 50's a 99. Compare me to Fif. Am I even an 80? I feel like I'm like a 75. Yo, Fif is like world class. 50 is different. Good morning, girl. Love is in the air. Oh my God.
Good morning, girl. Again, nearly a year would go by before another shot would be fired, with 50 reposting that.
I ain't saying nothing, but something right.
Same picture, along with yet another sus image of Diddy with Steve Stout in March of 2014, along with a caption reading, "I ain't saying nothing, but something ain't right, LMAO." But while 50 was throwing jabs, Diddy was getting busy. At the end of March, he would release a new song under his original.
Keep in mind, so this is now 9 years before, no, not 9 years. This is 6 years before Diddy gets his get back and gets hands on Daphne Joy. This is 6 years. So 50 is just bang, bang, just shooting shots. Yo, 50's cold.
Original stage name Puff Daddy, assisted by French Montana and Rick Ross. 50 Cent would quickly react in an interview on 92Q, which has unfortunately since been deleted on their website, but in a Vibe article reporting on it, it was claimed in the new interview that 50 had called Diddy's new song with French Montana and Rick Ross straight garbage, saying, "You know he hasn't got any music you want to hear if this is what he's deciding to put out." 50 would elaborate on his comments in a Hot 97 interview, saying that the song was weak.
You made some comments about, I think, Puff's new joint.
Yeah,
it's a good record, man.
Which one?
I like it.
That Big Homie record?
Big Homie, yeah. I like when he does that type of talk. I like when he does that type of talk. That's the type of talk you want to hear from Puff.
I think he's weak.
Funk would ask 50 about his strained relationship with Diddy.
But Puff have a weird relationship.
I'm just saying, I don't want you. I'm not trying to force you to think what I think.
Sometimes you like it, sometimes you don't. You gotta admit that to me. You can't. Sometimes. No?
Sometimes I like Puff?
Sometimes you like him, sometimes you don't. You ever,
what's not to like about him?
And this is where Flex would actually ask 50 about Mase in that iconic moment where 50 says Mase wasn't worth $2 million with $2 million in his pocket. But anyway, beyond these comments, what would happen next would see the beef between Diddy and 50 kick off in the boardroom once again in a big way. As clearly, having seen Diddy make millions of dollars from his Ciroc partnership, 50 would decide to enter the vodka market himself with a bang in 2014, partnering with drinks maker Suntory to promote a new vodka called Effin. Ironically, 50 making a mockery of Diddy would be the basis of one of the very first marketing campaigns for Effin, as 50 would go viral with an image of Diddy getting a dance from a very large woman, accompanied by the caption, "Damn, 50's right, I'm effing up right now." Diddy would reply in a post of his own, seemingly unfazed, stating, "If it ain't making me money, making me better, or making me happy, I ain't making time for it." 50, however, would continue using Diddy to promote his new product, with another Instagram post saying, "Nothing like effing by the fire, new drink, no more puffy juice, lol." The vodka wars were now in full effect, and it was effing gang spinning the block on the Ciroc boys on a regular basis, and one of 50's regularly used quips would refer to Ciroc as puffy juice. This is something he would use to make fun of Young Thug in April 2015 when Thug tweeted that he smoked blunts so big they looked like, with 50 saying, "What the F? He on that puffy juice, lol, hashtag effin' vodka." He would also take aim at Diddy and French Montana, posting an image of them laying suspiciously close to each other with a caption reading, "What in the effin' vodka is going on in this picture, man? Something's not quite right." In May, 50 would post a clip to Facebook of his car surrounded by fans, telling followers that no one ever shows out like this for Diddy.
"They don't never do this for no mother puffy, you kidding me? No more puffy."
In June 2015, at the BET Awards, Diddy would fall on stage while performing, which 50 came out to say was the highlight of the whole event.
Mother BET. The highlight of the whole goddamn show was Puffy busting his them all.
From here, Diddy and 50 would continue to go back and forth. Apparently,
happy birthday, 50. May God bless you with many more, beloved. And I sent you a lifetime of superior ultra premium Ciroc. Celebrate responsibly. But all jokes aside, birthdays are sacred. Happy birthday, King. Love always, Puffy. What year was this?
the following month in July, Diddy made a post for 50 Cent's birthday showing a picture of them together with the caption saying happy birthday and that he'd sent 50 a lifetime supply of Ciroc. In August, Diddy is on the Breakfast Club and has his people take down 50 Cent's bottle of effing vodka that was in the background, which 50 had apparently sent for Diddy personally.
In the game, there's not enough people taking any chances. Everything is...
What the hell are you doing, man? There's grown men crawling behind other grown men.
Enough people taking any chances.
Which 50 had apparently sent for Diddy personally.
In the game, there's not enough people taking
Oh shit! Yeah, somebody grabbed the effing vodka.
any chances. Everything is.
What the hell are you doing, man?
What's going on?
There's grown men crawling behind other grown men.
Just to give some backstory.
What is going on, yo?
No. 50 Cent sent a case of effing up here for Diddy. And he signed it with a card.
Give him a card.
And now we have revolt people crawling on the ground.
Friends, Curtis Jackson.
Yeah.
Now, be clear, Diddy did send 50 a whole lifetime supply of Ciroc for his birthday as well.
Oh, actually, Diddy actually put the effing back up.
So you guys have a hopefully friendly back and forth.
Yeah, you know.
Just so people know what's going on.
Thank you.
Why the vodka wars look like rap battles now? Why did that change?
Nah, yo, what it is, it's enough for everybody. So I welcome him into the game. You know, it's good to see somebody of my color out there, represented in this field. And, hopefully he appreciates me opening up the doors for him continuously.
That's basically what he's saying, but he would not be as successful as Ciroc. I just need him to know that.
Nah, but I sent him a lifetime supply of Ciroc, and so I appreciate his gesture.
He only sent you one case. That's kind of an insult. A lifetime supply?
I mean, when you first starting out in these little companies, you know what I'm saying, they don't really have a lot of supply, So that's, with Homeboy's Vodka, sometimes maybe you can only send a case. It's been great to see more people of color get into the game and to be able to get the different endorsements and the support. And so, I welcome anybody that's coming in, hustling, trying to, get their thing off. So, I wish 50 the best of luck.
Then, like a nasty rash you picked up from a freak off, the beef would spread quickly to Diddy's inner circle, as French Montana would find himself on the front lines of the vodka wars too. In late August, French would be seen giving an underhanded shout out to F and Vodka whilst at an event that they were sponsoring.
Man's here, he came by. Shout out to F and Vodka. That's kind of watered down, but I love it.
50 would react to this clip laughing and saying that French is down with G-Unit, not Diddy, and hinting that Diddy hadn't cut French a check for his loyalty to Ciroc. 50 would then make a post saying that French had an in-store when nobody showed up and that Diddy must have set him up.
Yo, check this shit out. So, yesterday, French Montana had an in-store up in the Bronx. 10 people showed up. He said, F this, let me have a drink. Puffy trying to make me go against 50, he set me up.
The following day, French Montana backtracked and would be on stage dissing F and Vodka.
I guess 50 don't know me and Max do run CT, right? We don't f*** with that F and Vodka over here, you heard me?
A couple days after that, French would post a follow-up video on social media dumping bottles of F and Vodka in the trash.
That's how I feel about your boy. What the f*** is this?
50 would then respond to this, saying Diddy must have called French after he said that he liked effin' and forced him to trash the bottles.
Yo, I just seen a clip of French Montana throwing bottles of effing in the garbage. Puffy called him like, you said you like this. You want your record out, don't you? You dummy. You playing. They putting us out of business. You better do something!
50 even posted it with a caption comparing French's post to Diddy sending his runners to fetch cheesecake for him like they did on Making the Band, as well as another post saying that Diddy must have touched French Montana's butt like James Cruz for him to back Diddy so hard. And 50 would tweet around this time that he had spoken to Diddy, who told him that he was getting too old to keep up with the beef. Not long after that, 50 would post saying that Puffy must have been mad to find out that F and Vodka was the main event at the latest sales meeting for Suntory Drinks. Over the next year, there would be a few sparse jabs between 50 and Diddy's camps. 50 would tweet seemingly indicating that Diddy was pissed when he found out about 50's effing deal and hinted that perhaps Diddy had offered him a Ciroc deal. In February 2016, when news circulated after an ex-LAPD detective claimed that Diddy had paid Keefe D $1 million for the hit on Tupac, 50 reposted it with a caption saying, "So Puffy with it, huh? You gotta watch these punks. Scary ass dudes will try you. Hashtag no Puffy juice. He killed your favorite rapper." And 50 would follow up with a skit on his Instagram where he recorded himself telling someone on the phone that Diddy killed Tupac.
I told you you can't trust these. Puffy done killed Tupac, man.
In April 2016, 50 appeared on Shade 45 with the Heavy Hitters, where he once again discussed how much better effin' was than Ciroc and that he has a bigger vision than Diddy.
Man, talk to me about the liquor, bro.
Man, we doing it like, it's a premium vodka. It's made from wheat. Ciroc is made from grapes. So, it's more sugar content. And it, wine tested, you smell it. The grapes, so they gotta figure out how to, it's a little more syrupy. They gotta get rid of the grape taste to bring peach.
Or to bring those other things to the day. So you see. You're taking the same blueprint that he did with Ciroc Boys or the Ciroc flavor.
That's cool. He only did it in New York. So he had the right dream, just the wrong vision.
50 would go on to explain that his plan with Effin was to hurt Diddy before going on to say that Diddy is someone who stands next to the guy, but 50 really is the guy.
So you and Puff go at it neck and neck all the time with your brands?
Well, you know it's gonna hurt him. You know, like, look, he's a guy who stands next to the guy. He's not the guy. I am the guy. Right? He's next to Biggie. He's next to Greg Mack. He's next to Mase. He's next to the Locks. Next to Kim. When have you seen him by himself and was excited?
50 would repeat his earlier assertions that Diddy isn't an artist, just a music mogul who cuts checks to real artists.
You know he's not an artist. You know, he's a party promoter, a business person, producer, a lot of other things, but not an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Then when Diddy announced he was retiring from rap to pursue acting full-time, 50 joked that he thought Diddy retired 10 years ago. However, there would be some small responses, even if not from Diddy himself. That same month, May 2016, a drunken French Montana throws more effing in the trash when he's at the Breakfast Club.
Don't throw this shit down. Don't throw this shit down.
Please don't throw that.
Don't throw it down.
Please. Not in here.
No, not that, not that.
Yo, I hate that.
Get him a trash can.
This is the motherfucker. Damn.
You doing dirty all you want.
Look at this guy, man. He look over. Like, you know, this guy looking over. You know what I mean? I'm not even gonna do that, man. I wanna hit against the wall. Who drank this Four Loko? Who drank this Four Loko? This Thunderbird? This mother.
Whoa. French, I fuck with you. One in the chat. If the old Four Loko, goated. The old Four Loko before they nerfed it. Yo, chat, that Four Loko, the original version was hitting. They had to nerf it. It's like $5 you get lit. The old Four Loko before they nerfed it. Oh my God. That shit was hitting. Y'all too young for that. Anybody remember the old Four Loko before they nerfed it? This shit was the GOAT. The old Four Loko, nobody could tell me nothing about it, gang. Oh my God. This was good. This shit right here, y'all remember this. Some of y'all too young for this. I told you Unk Act gonna come in. You have to be almost Unk status to remember this. Y'all drinking White Claws now. See my audience under 25, they drink White Claws. You feel me? It's all good. But if you close to your 30s or you in your 30s, that Four Loko was hitting different, bro. Oh my God. I gotta take a shot for the Four Loko. Chat. Y'all don't know about this Four Loko. Oh my God. This is when money was really an issue. Shit, Smirnoff and Four Loko held me down. And, you know what else? Nigga, I feel like I was doing communion. I used to do sangria. Oh my God. Sangria, Four Loko, and Smirnoff. It had me great. Sangria? The $13 for this much? Back to college, man. Take a shot, man. I know y'all a little too young for the Four Loko. That's like, imagine Wack tell me like, that old English back in the day. I'm like, old English? What the fuck is that? You know the old school gangsters be like, old English? Yeah, I don't know about that. But Four Lokos, that's kind of my time, low key. In college, Four Lokos is my time. Y'all too young for that. It's cool. I'm gonna take a shot with y'all. Fortunately, now I could afford 1942 and Casamigos. But I remember when that Four Loko was holding me down. Before y'all time, chat. It's all good. Before your time. French, don't ever diss Four Loko like that again. Ever. Okay. No. There's a nigga in the chat that's really old school. He said, Ak, you talking about Four Loko. I know about Alizé. Okay, you're right before my era. Alizé, nigga, you got it. Alizé, you got it. But Four Loko era?
I'm not even gonna do that, man. I wanna hit against the wall. Who drank this Four Loko? Who drank this Four Loko? This Thunderbird? This mother No, hold on, leave this right there. So, look, and I drink Ciroc while I drink Henny when it's time in, you know what I'm saying? But who drink this Four Loko? I'm so heated right now. Like, I'm heated. But guess what? This shit don't even want to close. Like, once you open it, don't close. Look. It's leaking all over my hand, look. It's leaking, look. Hold on. Jesus Christ.
Funnily enough, it would seem that French's drunken loyalty would pay dividends in the end, as the following year French would be granted his own flavour of puffy juice, when Ciroc launched the French vanilla flavour in partnership with French Montana himself. But the month after French threw the effing in the trash again, Fiddy would clap back, not just at Diddy, but at the whole lineup of bad boy artists who had seemingly been screwed over by Diddy. He posted Mase with a caption reading, "After you dance with the devil, you need God in your life. Look at what Puff did to Mase. #no puffy juice." And he went on to post unflattering pics of Loon and Shine with the caption, "After dancing with the devil, #no puffy juice." He even posted a picture of Diddy and Biggie, saying that Biggie died after dancing with the devil too. Then in July 2016, in an interview with the Mad Hatter Morning Show at the Dub Car Show, 50 dropped more shade on Diddy, labeling him a sucker.
Is Puffy promoting power? Puffy's a sucker, man. Wait a minute.
50 would go on to explain that Diddy is doing bad things behind the scenes that people don't even know about, bringing up James Cruz once again.
There's stuff behind the scenes that you don't know, because that's what be agitating. Like with James Cruz, people around him, be doing stuff, and they doing this.
By the way, chat, I think it was last year or stream before, G-Dep was in our chat. G-Dep! If you want to pop on stream, bro, you can always pop on stream with us, G-Dep, one of the bad boy artists. Legendary, you could pop on stream with us, G-Dep. If anybody who knows G-Dep, tell him Big Act, want to holler at him. Okay.
But know about, bringing up James Cruz once again.
There's stuff behind the scenes that you don't know, because that's what be agitating. Like with James Cruz, people around him, be doing stuff, and they doing it in his behalf. So they can act like, he has no idea what's going on. But it's coming from him.
Later that month, 50 was on stage in Scottsdale, Arizona, and threw shade at Diddy again, calling him out for having a lack of hit records.
Play the last Puffy single. The last Puffy single of his last album. Do anybody in here know what the last Puffy single was? The DJ don't know. The lights get ready to come on. Nobody in the whole nightclub know what the last Puffy single was? Look it up on Google. Come on, man.
The month after that, in August at the VMAs, Sprite ruiner Future would call out Diddy, labeling him an old for coming backstage with no Ciroc.
Ciroc? Damn, we got all this liquor. Yeah, y'all want Diddy to come to my room, but this thing ain't even run no Ciroc. I don't want this around me. He your own.
50 Cent would naturally capitalize on this.
Wait, Future cussed out Diddy before? Oh shit, I forgot that. Really?
Your own ass bitch. We got motherfucking Ciroc. Damn, we got all this liquor. Yeah, y'all want Diddy to come to my room, but this thing ain't even run no Ciroc. I don't want this nigga around me. He your own ass bitch. Your own ass bitch. We got motherfucking Ciroc. Damn, we got all this liquor. Yeah, y'all want Diddy to come to my room, but this thing ain't even run no Ciroc. I don't want this nigga around me. He your own ass bitch.
That's crazy.
Ciroc, damn, we got all this liquor. Yeah, y'all want Diddy to come to my room, but this thing ain't even run no Ciroc. I don't want this nigga around me. He your own.
50 Cent would naturally capitalize on this, deciding to comment doing an impression of Future, dissing Diddy, and busting out laughing.
We got motherfucking Ciroc. Damn, we got all this liquor, and y'all want Diddy to come to my room. He ain't even run no Ciroc. I don't want that whole around me. He old.
It was another bitter summer between 50 and Diddy, but almost like a bear going into a hater hibernation. Into the winter, 50 would appear to leave Diddy alone for the time being, and the no puffy juice posts would interestingly slow down during this time, with only a few hilarious jabs sent by 50, like one image of Diddy looking like a woman with the caption, "Puff like, I don't care what you say 50, I'm so sick of you messing with me, no matter what." And ultimately the vodka wars would seemingly come to a stalemate too in July 2017, when it was reported that 50 Cent had actually sold his stake in Effin' Vodka for a rumored $60 million, after DJ Envy aired the news on the Rumor Report segment on The Breakfast Club.
Now, 50 Cent apparently no longer is working with Effin' Vodka. In case you haven't noticed, he hasn't been posting his hashtags Effin' Vodka or Effin' Mob. Now, it turns out, I guess he actually agreed to sell his minority stake and his contract as a lead spokesman. So
yeah, he sold his stake in the company about a month ago, month and a half ago.
They was having all those vodka wars, and he wasn't even a majority owner.
Well, you still make a lot of money as a minority owner.
But Puff is a majority owner of Ciroc. Like I wouldn't have been going, but he was like, they was slandering each other hard body.
That's not true. That's not true. Puff was never the majority owner of Ciroc. By the way, I'm familiar with the deal that they did. Diddy had a 50% share of flavored Ciroc, but the actual Ciroc, the blue bottle, the original, Diddy was actually not a majority owner at all. But he did get some participation on the flavored Ciroc that they brought to market under Diddy's promotion and marketing. Okay?
Over vodka. Well, 50 was slandering him.
Well, 50 seen over $60 million from his buyout, allegedly. I'll just say that.
Okay.
So, I mean,
a minority owner.
Minority owner could be 40%. That's still a large stake of a company that was already created.
This was seemingly confirmed in an Instagram post where 50 seemed to allude to a $60 million check. However, Effin' parent company Suntory would deny rumors of the partnership ending, and 50 would make a post seemingly suggesting that he was still working with the brand, but he had just gotten a bag out of the deal. Clearly, 50 was still in the drinks game, as soon after the news broke, in August 2017, 50 would appear on the Alcoholic Interruption Fest, The Drink Champs, and during the interview, he still seemed to be banging effing hard, and proceeded to once again call out Diddy's vodka brand Ciroc for not actually being vodka, unlike his new effing vodka.
It's not even vodka.
Oh,
it's grapes.
Let's go there.
It says made.
We ready.
With
we
vodka.
ready. We ready. We know where you're going.
You know what I'm saying?
We ready.
It's gonna be more sugar in it because this made from wheat. Okay. It's from Holland, a lot less sugar and it's a lot smoother than the Ciroc brand. And then it's better than you. Right. Told you I was smarter.
Right.
He would retell the story of Diddy offering to take him shopping.
He asked me, could he take me shopping? And it f***ed me up because I'm looking like, what the f*** is this? Just like, I want to take you shopping. I got a bankroll out this motherfucker. I want to take you shopping. Why? Because when you walk around looking so motherfucking good, I'm going to feel like, God damn it, that motherfucker with me. That's all I want to do. But when they tell me you want to take me shopping, what the f*** is the matter with this?
And in this interview, 50 went hard at Diddy, going on to say that Diddy is a fruit pop who likes to take compromising pictures with other rappers.
See these little weird pictures and like that out there, sitting out there for no reason. You don't see accident pictures with me like kissing it. Like that doesn't happen by accident. You know what I'm saying? Like
even more strange was 50 claiming in his Drink Champs interview that Diddy had actually hooked up with Chris Lighty's wife Veronica, suggesting that they were all into some weird stuff behind closed doors.
Both Stout and Puff.
Okay, yes, they
the Veronica, the girl that Chris was married.
Whoa, this is awkward. We did not know that.
So I'm sitting there like, what the we got going on?
Oh man,
goddamn! Like I'm on my own little.
50 would even go as far as to say that later you're going to find out that everything I'm saying is real.
Later you're gonna find out a little shit that I be saying be real. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Funnily enough, 50 was right, and in the next few years, the world would finally wake up to the truth about the diddler and his extracurricular activities, which 50 Cent had been trying to warn the world about for a good 20 years at this point, and when revenge finally landed, it would taste as sweet as a cold glass of effing vodka. Once the Ciroc vs. Effin' Vodka wars got put on ice, 50 Cent still would go out of his way to beef with and diss Diddy. 50 posted from the hospital saying that he was recovering from pettiness and that his followers will soon be gay and happy, dissing Diddy to say that you're now under the leadership of Puff Daddy and that you need to that in his own interview on The Breakfast Club in the following weeks, confirming that he did indeed offer 50 to go shopping, sideswiping at him, saying the only reason he did this is because he looked like he needed new clothes.
I asked 50 about that. He said you did the same thing to him. You asked him to take him shopping.
Yeah. I thought he needed some clothes. What? I'm a nice guy.
Diddy went on to say that he has no beef with 50, implying that it's 50 who's actually obsessed with him.
I don't have no beef with 50. He loves me. I mean, y'all can't see it.
No, we can't see it.
Y'all can't see that he loves me.
But see,
you really, hold on, you really think that's hate? When you really break it down, you've been out here a long time. You know he loves me.
I don't think he like you.
You know he loves me.
I don't think he like you.
Okay.
It feels like something must have happened though, like that we just don't know about behind the scenes.
He loves me. Sometimes people that feel like they don't like you and they act like that, they really love you. I mean, it's something about me that has them on me all the time, and I'm not going nowhere.
Diddy would then say that he doesn't understand what 50's problem is, and saying that they're not cut from the same cloth.
No, I don't.
Both the same.
No, we are not.
Okay,
we are not the same.
But I mean,
we are not cut from the same cloth.
Diddy would also say something that I'm not sure anybody believed, that he doesn't think of any other men, and calling 50 a gnat.
I don't even think of no other man. Besides, if I'm thinking about another man, I'm thinking about uplifting. I'm not thinking about all that. All them gnats, you know, they can't really touch me. At the end of the day, y'all see and y'all know what it is.
Diddy ends the segment saying that he doesn't take 50 seriously and knows that 50 has a sense of humor and that the jabs are all part of his personality.
When he does that, it's like funny to me. I don't really take it personal. I know he has a different sense of humor and he's just not in my life. We don't have to never cross paths. And I will never say nothing negative about him, you know, because that's just not me.
A few days after this, a clip of Diddy appearing on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen circulates, where Diddy addresses his relationship with 50 Cent and tells him that he believes 50 loves him and that he only disses him because he's insecure.
50 Cent has thrown a few insults your way recently. He called you a fruit boot biscuit, among other things. Have you talked to him about this, and why do you think he's throwing insults at you?
He loves me.
He loves you?
Loves me.
And so it's out of love?
I mean, you know, or some insecurities.
I gotta take a piss. Hold on.
It's things that people have to deal with, but I'm me, and I'm here.
However, Diddy would go on to claim that his relationship with 50 was good at that point, indicating that at this point, the beef had truly cooled down.
Are you two good?
Oh yeah, we got. I don't take it seriously. It's nothing like that. It's not really a big deal to me. It doesn't affect my life. You know?
Diddy may well have been spitting facts, as what happened next was an unexpected tragedy that saw things go in a completely different direction. Later in 2018, when Diddy's ex Kim Porter passed away, 50 Cent would seemingly set the beef aside for a moment, making a heartfelt tribute on Twitter saying, "R.I.P. to Kim Porter. I send my condolences to her friends and family. She was loved and will be missed dearly. I know Puff is hit right now. He loved her for real. Soulmate type stuff. Chin up, Puff. Positive vibes only." This would seemingly lead 50 Cent to leave Diddy alone for a while. In fact, for a period of time, 50 would actually even show support for Diddy, posting that he agreed with Diddy's comments about Comcast being racist amid a discrimination lawsuit against the company. In May 2020, when Southwest Tea from BMF was released, 50 made a post saying that Puffy owes him money and that 50's ready to collect on his behalf. Now, you all know that 50 Cent's very good at collecting debts. Go watch that video about that if you want to know. But anyway, this seemingly worked, as T would later post that he'd been contacted by Diddy on a positive vibe and that they had handled business, with 50 seemingly taking responsibility for the money landing. Ultimately, things will be getting worse and worse for Diddy, and naturally, Fiddy would be rubbing his hands together like Birdman, ready to gloat and twist the knife.
We only got about like 10 minutes in this. Oh, we're here. Here we go.
The beef would be reignited in 2021 when it emerged that Diddy was actually dating the mother of one of 50's children, Daphne Joy. On April 2021, 50 reacted to his baby mother Daphne Joy dating Diddy, saying that they fight over business, not girls, and that if he likes her, he doesn't give an F. Funnily enough, the ever-petty 50 Cent would actually end up having his own business connection to Diddy's children. In the summer of 2019, 50 would post that he turned up in Miami for his birthday with Diddy's son Justin, posting a video of them at the party and a caption saying, "Man, Puffy got some cool-ass kids. Yeah, Justin alright man, I don't F with dude's kids. That was Yayo slapping Jimmy's son," a reference to the incident where 50 caught rival executive and drug kingpin Jimmy Henchman's 14-year-old son with Tony Yayo and Lodi Mack, where Henchman's son was actually slapped, an incident that resulted in another attempt on 50's life and the murder of Lodi Mack, which saw Jimmy Henchman convicted and hit with 2 life sentences. It would seem that perhaps after Justin partied with 50, his father Diddy told him not to associate with the ops, with 50 making another post the following month saying if Puffy doesn't let his sons Prince and Justin come out to party with him again, then 50 would be taking Ciroc off the party menu. But 50 would do even more to try and connect with Diddy's children as years went by.
And embrace clean.
2 years later, he would end up giving Diddy's adopted son Quincy a role in his 2021 TV series Power Book 3, Raising Canaan, something that he would discuss with reference to Diddy on Twitter, saying that he saw his acting tapes and said he's so good that he's gonna stop fighting with Puffy. But 50 would follow up with more jokes about Diddy's relationship with his baby's mother in September 2021, posting a picture of his son with Daphne's sire and a caption reading, "Oh, that's your mommy over there with Puffy? LOL. Remember what I told you the other day? These be crazy. Shake my head." This seemingly didn't discourage Daphne from sipping that Puffy juice too, and she would clap back in a comment on the post saying that she never bothers 50 and wants to be left alone. Then, in November 2022, she'd publicly wish Diddy a happy birthday, posting a pic of them together and calling him her favourite person. Now, 50 Cent seemed genuinely unbothered about the situation, and in an interview a few years later, he would claim that he hadn't kissed Daphne on the mouth for 10 years, so somebody gotta do it.
Oh, shit. Nah, Fif knew. Fifth knew.
You know, City Girls Up Like a Month.
Did you do that just to fuck with Diddy?
No. That was ahead of the thing with Daphne or whatever like that. But y'all, man, I ain't kissed in the mouth in 10 years, man. Somebody.
Oh man, 50 knew, bro. When a nigga starts saying, which by the way, like even with like, I know y'all used to love saying I like dated Selena. I never dated Selena. That was my homie. That's friend. That's friend shit. She jacked that we dated on some, she had to get her clout. She a millionaire now. It's all good. I ain't that mad at her no more. But like I used to tell y'all, I never ever did that with her neither. That's a fact.
City Girls Up Like a Month.
Did you do that?
I'm not lying. I think 50 was lying though. 50 lied. 50 was lying. 50, you were taking pictures with her. You were loving her. You were loving her.
Fuck with Diddy.
No.
That's like me saying I never kissed Angelica. Like, come on, come on, bro. Like you were loving her on her 50.
That was ahead of the thing with Daphne or whatever like that. But y'all, man, I ain't kissed in the mouth in 10 years, man. Somebody got to kiss him.
However, it would seem that 50 had the last laugh in that situation, but it wouldn't be for a few years until Diddy's downfall truly begun. And while this isn't a video about Diddy's downfall, ultimately it would be one thing after another for the marred mogul. And every time something bad landed for Diddy, Fiddy was waiting in the wings ready to poke fun at it. On October 2023, after the arrest of one of Tupac's alleged killers, Keefe D, reports would circulate that Diddy might have been the person who arranged the murder with an alleged $1 million bounty. Reacting to the news with glee, 50 Cent would post the last picture of Tupac with a caption taking aim at Diddy, saying, "Damn, so Pac got lined up by Brother Love. LOL. Time to lawyer up. This might get sticky." A day later, 50 Cent is on stage and makes even more comments, joking that he doesn't go to Diddy's parties because he doesn't want to get a hug from behind.
That's why I don't be going to them puffy parties. Hug you from the front and the back at the same time.
And he would go on to allude to Diddy being involved in the death of Tupac.
Oh wait, maybe I said that about Puffy because he got Tupac killed.
Later, when Jada Pinkett Smith was going viral, 50 would do a now iconic post, editing her into the final picture of Tupac, and saying that Jada was in New York looking for Diddy so she could get back for Pac. It was almost as if 50 knew something big was on the way with Diddy, as only around a month after these skirmishes about the Tupac case, it would be in November 2023 that Diddy's downfall would truly begin to unfold, as Diddy's ex-girlfriend Cassie, whom 50 Cent had mentioned having compromising pictures of in the past, would drop a bombshell lawsuit outlining the horrendous behavior that Diddy had subjected her to for years. Now, this isn't a video about those allegations, and I won't be breaking them down here, but she essentially exposed the dark side of Diddy, accusing him of physical and sexual violence, as well as detailing the alleged freak-offs that she was forced to participate in. Now, Diddy denied the allegations at first, but in a telling change of fortunes, just one day after Cassie's lawsuit was filed, Diddy ended up settling with her, paying out a rumored 8-figure sum to avoid being exposed even further. In March 2024, footage emerged of a brutal physical assault that Diddy had carried out on Cassie years before, meaning that his post defending himself was pretty much a lie for the whole world to see. It was undeniable that Diddy not only lied about his innocence, but really was the violent monster that people accused him of being. We saw him on the tape. 50 would go on to make jokes about this, reposting the image of the beatdown to his Instagram account, along with a caption saying, "Now I'm sure Puffy didn't do it. He is innocent. This proves nothing. This is what his lawyers are going to say. God help us all." Now the world knew about Diddy's awful treatment of Cassie. There would be no denying it. And in March 2024, Diddy would take to social media to issue an apology, which is now infamous. 50 Cent wasted no time and immediately sprung into his petty ways to provide commentary, posting an image of Diddy's apology with a caption saying, "This is not going to work. Who is advising him right now? Shake my head. Bad." And it didn't take long for 50 to jump into action and begin plans of financially capitalizing on his longest running ops downfall. After Diddy settled his lawsuit with Cassie, news broke that Diddy was stepping down as chairman of his media company Revolt, with 50 Cent seizing the opportunity and publicly offering Diddy to buy Revolt for the low, in a hilarious caption that read, "I'll buy that from you, Playboy, for the low, because you know Cadillac and AT&T gonna pull out. I'll give you a few dollars for it now. Sell it to me, then we can be friends. I'm serious. Call my phone." In December 2023, rumors would spread that 50 Cent was even developing a surviving R. Kelly-style documentary on Diddy's downfall, with 50 reposting the news, saying that he is the best producer for the job and that he has got a lot of receipts ready. From here, he would begin a relentless trolling campaign, comparing Diddy to R. Kelly and teasing the title of his upcoming docu-series as being Diddy Do It. And when federal government raided Diddy's home in March 2024, 50 took to social media to update the title of the documentary from Diddy Do It to Diddy Done, and saying that the feds don't sweep your homes with this much force unless they really have a case, with the implication being that Diddy had been secretly filming lurid encounters with his celebrity friends and the feds were sweeping for the tapes. 50 would comment on this theory in brutal fashion, with another post showing the paperwork on the news that Diddy had secret cameras in every room of his house and had apparently recorded every celebrity encounter at his freak-off parties and beyond, with 50 captioning the post saying, "SMH, this is going to be so good. What you want to bet I'm a get these tapes. I'll pay top dollar for them. You been over there? I don't go to Puffy's parties. And he would go on to make a hilarious tweet that seemed to put Diddy's face on renowned S-trafficker Jeffrey Epstein's face, with a caption saying, Boosie said where the F is his friends? They not saying nothing because they didn't know he was recording everything. LOL. Wait till I get the tapes. Diddy's son King Combs would eventually even drop a diss song on 50 Cent called Pick a Side. Now the song was as trash as the Combs family, and the track was essentially just Diddy's son throwing a tantrum because saying no Diddy had become viral, and I guess, you know, his dad's Diddy, that sucks. As well as dissing 50 directly, referencing his songs and saying it was the Combses who put New York City on the map, not 50 Cent. I mean, New York had actually been on the map a few hundred years before King Combs was even living inside of Diddy's nutsack. But anyway, 50 clapped back in a tweet, joking that he was scared of his life and that he had never mentioned Diddy's kids because Keefy D had killed Tupac. But the story was far from over, and Cassie wasn't the only woman in his orbit who would be dragged into legal trouble. As in April 2024, when even more legal paperwork circulated regarding Diddy's allegations in a $30 million lawsuit filed by former Diddy employee Lil Rod, the mother of 50 Cent's son Sire, Daphne Joy, was named in the indictment as being a sex worker employed by P. Diddy. More specifically, that she was paid a monthly stipend along with 2 other women to participate in the freak-offs. As articles
Oh shit. Who's Jade? Young Miami, Jade, and Daphne Joy. Who the fuck is Jade? Does anybody know who Jade is? Who the fuck is Jade? Y'all know who Jade is? Who's Jade? And they receive payment via wire transfer. Oh, shit. Who's Jade? Hold on. Jade Nova? Jade Ramey? Jade Ramey. Hold on, let me see. Yo, chat, am I fucked up? Or after I realized Diddy got locked up, I'm like, all his bitches are now free. It's time to DM them. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. Diddy, don't kill me. Don't kill me, bro. Don't kill me, bro.